Hello, everyone. This is Adam Meister, the Bitcoin Meister, the Disrupt Meister. Welcome to the One Bitcoin Show. Today is January the 21st, 2019. Value your wealth in Bitcoin. Strong hand. Oh, yeah. Offended by selling. Be a unique beast. Unconfiscatable. Holder of last resort. That's me. You know I've got a strong hand. I'm not letting go of my Bitcoin. And I just want to reinforce that again. Every day I say strong hand. Every day of my life I say strong hand. It's freaking unbelievable. And I want you guys to say the same thing to get those hands strong, to know that one Bitcoin equals one Bitcoin. Who cares what it's worth in dollars? But we're going to talk about that in a second. I don't usually talk about things like that because one Bitcoin equals one Bitcoin. Check out the links below. Everything I talk about in this video is linked to below. Someone in the chat, Mike, he brought up a subject in the chat right before the show went live. And I said, no, I'm not going to talk about that for a while. And then I was like, well, what the heck? You brought it up. I'm going to talk about it. So I'm going to talk about that subject later in the show. And I didn't even plan to talk about it tonight. What is it? You'll see in a second. All right. I also want to say, wait, hang on. Okay. Oh yeah, thank you for the Ethereum Classic that was sent to me on November the 30th. And thank you for the Dash that was sent to me on January 1st. I just realized these coins were sent to me. All of my crypto addresses are linked to below. Hey, just because I get them for free doesn't mean I say to buy them, okay? People don't get confused. I just have some top tier altcoins listed because people like to give them to me. And that's very nice of them to support the show that way. I only buy Bitcoin, baby. I value my wealth in Bitcoin. But yeah, I've got some other altcoins listed down there. You can check it out. DisruptMeister.com, TechBalt.com. Follow me on Twitter at TechBalt, TechBalt. Okay, speaking about Twitter, Ansel Lindner has a tweet out there. I love this tweet, baby. It says, while outdated markets are closed today for a U.S. national holiday, Bitcoin is open 24/7, 365. A truly global and neutral monetary system. Yeah. On this day in the United States, a lot of things are closed. It's Martin Luther King Day. And you know, that's the way the country works. There's federal holidays and Bitcoin has no holidays. There are no days off. Here in Israel, it was a holiday today, Tu B'Shvat. They celebrate trees. No one's off on Tu B'Shvat, though. It's not like a religious holiday. It's a modern holiday. We used to sing a song in Jewish day school. It was about Tu B'Shvat. I forgot it. Pound that like button if you went to Jewish day school. All right. But no, going back to Ansel Lindner. Of course, yeah, the markets are closed. Was that MLK Day? Bitcoin? Oh no, Bitcoin takes no days off. In the name of Bitcoin, what more in the name of Bitcoin? In the name of Bitcoin, what more in the name of Bitcoin? Does everyone get that reference? You know that song? Anyway, yeah, so today is MLK Day. Twitter, another tweet here. The VanEck Solid, this is from, who is it? Jake Chervinsky. Did he go to the same day school that I went to? Pound that like button. No. All right. So the VanEck SolidX Bitcoin ETF won't be automatically approved just because the U.S. government is shut down. I've seen a lot of confusion and misinformation about how the shutdown affects the SEC and its process for handling ETF proposals. I'll try to explain it here. Okay, he's got a big thread about this, people. If you're okay, the government shutdown is great. We all can admit that. It's awesome. But I mean, it just proves that we don't need any of these government workers. But no, don't get your supposedly the last day that they have to come up with a decision by February the 27th. But what if the government's still shut down? Yeah, he goes into great detail into this. But guys, don't get your hopes up for February 27th. They're the government. They can make up their own rules. They could say, oh no, because there was a government shutdown, we could delay it even more. Or it's approved for one day, and then we're going to no longer approve it on the 28th. I mean, they can do anything. So don't put these dudes on pedestals. it just happened that in the news today, or when I was looking over Twitter, I was reminded of all these terms that like get everybody charged up. VanEck, SolidX ETF. Oh my God. Don't go too crazy, people. Don't go too crazy. Check out that thread. Don't go too crazy. Oh, here's another one. Bank of International Settlements. That's what, or Bank for International Settlements. Everybody likes to say they're the devil and that they're the cause of all their problems and Bitcoin will burn them to the ground. You know, who cares about them? But some of you do care about them. And they came out with some report today, Beyond the Doomsday Economics of Proof of Work in Cryptocurrencies. And here's a quote. Thus, the current technology seems unlikely to replace the current monetary and financial infrastructure. Instead, the question is rather how the technology might complement existing arrangements. All right, BIS doesn't like Bitcoin. Wow, what a shock. They're going to write things that aren't the greatest about Bitcoin. What a shock. It's not going to change anything. I don't think they even care. They don't really care yet. I doubt, and they'll still be able to whatever they dominate, they'll still be able to dominate when Bitcoin's there. We'll all be able to be happy. The 80%ers can be in Bank for International Settlement land, and we can be in the Bitcoin overlay. Everyone can be happy. Just because they say Bitcoin is terrible or isn't that great, whatever this report says, doesn't mean anything. Don't put them on a pedestal. Don't panic. Don't go too crazy because you think February 27th is going to be the day of the Bitcoin ETF, because it might not be till 2020. The government can make up excuses. Don't come up with your own excuses by putting, I'm twisting two stories together here, by the way, that have nothing to do with another. Don't put the Bank for International Settlements on a pedestal and let them, don't be scared and say, oh, woe is me. They'll control Bitcoin and the governments will control Bitcoin. These unelected monetary policy makers will control Bitcoin, that control the bank. You know, they control all the central banks, so they control the world. No, they don't. Not any. I mean, if you believe in Bitcoin, you shouldn't give a darn about what the bank of all the internet, all the central banks says or does. Or anyway, you know, people. Part of the reason I do this show, or something that I repeat on the show over and over again, we put some of these higher institutions on and people on these pedestals and just blow them out of proportion, and that's what they want. That's what they want. You have your own power. You have your own power, and Bitcoin is the expression of that power. All right, you are elite. Don't say, you know, that's the thing. I love the word elite. I've been making videos with elite in them since 2015 when I said if you own 10 Bitcoin, you're going to be part of the elite. Was I right or was I right? Well, we'll see. We'll see. 2020 Bitcoin halving, baby. But I mean, a lot of people complain, I can't afford 10 Bitcoin. You know, back then when I was saying buy 10 Bitcoin, it would only cost like $3,000 to get them, or $4,000 to get 10 total. Instead of now, it costs, what, $40,000? But the point is, you are elite already if you're into Bitcoin. And you're in the mindset where you don't worry about Bank for International Settlements, or you don't worry when the ETF is going to be approved. Because you already know the ETF is going to be, you know, eventually they'll come. Let them come. Let all the people piling in be later than you. The people waiting for that sign. Ooh, I'm just waiting for the first Bitcoin ETF. Then I'll get in there. Or that's how I'll own my Bitcoin, through the ETF. You got in there before them. You are elite. But yet some people out there call them the elites. These mysterious elites who have all this insider information with the Bank for International Settlements, and who know when they're the people who know what day the SEC is going to approve it. They're friends with the SEC. They control the SEC. Yeah, sure. Those are the magical elite that ruined your life, right? No, you ruined your life. And and it's not ruined though. You are elite. You are elite if you know about Bitcoin. All right. Speaking about elite, Dennis Zentangs, he's got a tweet out there. He shows the Coinstar ATM. It's already in action. You can get the Bitcoin out of the Coinstar machine. I talked about it yesterday. You put in some money, and out comes a piece of paper where I guess it's got a code on it, and you type it into the computer, and you get your Bitcoin. The thing that I found interesting about the video, and maybe there's a $2,500 limit on how much you can put into the machine and get Bitcoin out. That's great. And well, it's not great, but $2,500, that's good. You can get, in 2 days, you'll have almost 2 Bitcoin. In 1 day, you'll have almost 1 Bitcoin. But the thing that kind of weirded me out a little bit, 4% transaction fee. Ouch. So yeah, if you're like some regular dude and you can just buy through Coinbase, then and you don't care about KYC. If you care about KYC, then that 4% is cheap, I guess, because I don't think there's much KYC on that Coinstar machine. Also, I mean, again, if you're some Guatemalan in Los Angeles, you're just trying to send $2,500 that you made, cleaning the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air's house. Well, then he's gonna give you the $2,500. Fresh Prince, Will Smith, he's gonna give you the $2,500. You're gonna go over to East Hollywood, put it in the machine, and then you're gonna send your cousin in Guatemala the $2,500. You're gonna have to pay a 4% fee. But you gotta defer gratification. You tell your cousin in Guatemala, Juan, brother, cousin, sister, don't convert this to Guatemalan pesos for a while. Wait until it goes up in 10% in value. And there you go. You got rid of your 4%, right? Just like that. Or just value your wealth in Bitcoin, Juan. Value your wealth in Bitcoin, Juan, in Guatemala. You'll learn to. You'll get the heck out of Guatemala once you start realizing that, baby. All right. I mean, no offense to Guatemala. A lot of people are trying to get to Guatemala to the United States, apparently. From what I saw in MacArthur Park, pound that like button if you know MacArthur Park area of Los Angeles. There's a subway stop there. Pound that like button if you've actually been on the subway in Los Angeles. No one's pounding that like button because no one's actually been on the subway in Los Angeles besides me. No, I mean, seriously, I don't think anyone from Los Angeles actually goes. The people who travel in the subway in Los Angeles aren't originally from Los Angeles. They're people, these Valley girls, they don't even know there's a subway in Los Angeles. Seriously, I know someone, a female from Los Angeles. She didn't know the difference between subway, light rail. Something's out there. It's such a car culture out there. But their subway's great. And when you're on the subway in Los Angeles, you're like, well, what if there's a massive earthquake now? Well, that's just life. I mean, you think about it, though. In New York, you don't think about that. You think about, like, what is that guy like? What's that oozing out of that guy's face? That's what you think about on the New York subway. All right, so I like the Los Angeles subway better than the New York subway. Cleaner. Oh, what else do we have here? Oh, and also Dennis says he's got a tweet out there. And I've talked about this before, but it's a chart. And I know some of you like fancy sets and graphics. So check out Dennis's chart here. It says Bitcoin yearly fiat lows. And again, you can see it goes up every year, basically the low for the year in fiat. Just look at that. If you're getting a weak hand, you're getting those fiat blues. Just check out this chart that Dennis tweeted out. It's linked to below. All right, so who was it? Michael, I believe, in the chat beforehand. He's like, and I think someone else has brought this up to me before. There is a crypto dividend. Is it going to be it's going to be an airdrop, I guess. BHEX. Let's just call it BHEX. I'm not linking to it below because the guy behind it used to be like this huge Bitcoin guy, and then one day he like started getting depressed and said he liked Ethereum. And I think this is going to be an ERC20 token. I don't know. You know what? I went to the site, which is not linked to below, and it doesn't have an easy sign up yet. And again, this is just a cult of personality. The guy behind it, it's all these people who are are behind his cult of personality. He's got a person. It's funny. What's his face down in Miami did an expose on the guy behind BHEX. I can't even think of the dude's name in Miami. Tone's friend in Miami. Or he was Tone's friend. He's not Tone's friend anymore, I guess. What's that dude in Miami's name? Chris DeRose. Yeah, DeRose, who obviously can be very obnoxious sometimes. But whatever. I mean, that's his business. He actually he did an expose on the guy behind BHEX, and I don't know how anyone. This is just the short-term memory of everyone in the space. How anyone can get behind and like oh, that he seems pretty reliable. After knowing what everybody knows and saw the guy go from being this huge Bitcoin evangelist to like one day like being when Bitcoin went down, like he's talking Ethereum and his ICO, this and that and the other. And then when Chris exposes the shadiness of the dude's past, yeah, people are still like, oh, he's great. Whatever. His personal responsibility is a new counterculture. So with the BHEX, would I buy any of it? Heck no. no way. Of course, last thing in the world I'd ever buy. Now, if I don't have to give any personal information, if it's an easy airdrop, which has not been proven yet, again, you can't just go to the site and do everything that you did with Bitcore or B-Rhodium. Once they have, if that's there, yeah, I'll sign up for it if I'm not giving away personal information about myself. And yeah, I'll get it for free. And yeah, I'll dump it for Bitcoin because all these people out there get behind that dude's cult of personality. I mean, whatever. It's personal responsibility. You go worship the guy, pump up the value of this coin that he's making for himself and his buddies or whoever, and then I'll get it for free. I'll sell it. I'll profit off of you worshiping him too. So great, do what you're gonna do. I mean, exactly. But so yeah, that's my feeling on BHEX. Good luck. Good luck. If I get it for free, I hope it's worth a lot. I agree, whatever. But I mean, the reason it will be worth a lot is there's quite a reason. Is because people have incredibly short-term memories in this space. Incredibly short-term. It's just incredible. It's just like, oh yeah, forgive and forget. Like, I mean, so you know, it's funny. Andy Hoffman was talking about BHEX, and he just, you know, he casually said, I don't know anything about this, but this is an opportunity. And they're like, and he's like, the guy behind it has a lot of followers. So obviously, you know, again, all these coins are based on, you know, how much marketing they get. I mean, because again, they're nothing. What are they all? They're going to have all these gimmicks. What's the BHEX gimmick? It's 5 different things, or hexagon is 6 different things. I don't know. Yeah, hexagon is 6 different things. But the point is this, and I don't even know if that's why it's called BHEX. But so yeah, Andy had a tweet about that, and the reason I think about Andy then also had a tweet about, you know, he's saying that some people are saying that Andy's destroyed his reputation. All that, you know, you can see Andy's tweeted for himself. The funny thing is you know, if you think Andy's destroyed his reputation, in a year, everybody forgets about it anyway. I mean, that's the way it works. And if you think Andy's done something wrong to you or whatever, most likely 80% of you will forget about it in a year anyway. And it's so funny how things work in the crypto space. There's so many people. Again, it's and I'm not saying Andy did anything to ruin his reputation, but Andy was saying in the tweet. You check out Andy's tweet yourself, and you'll see what he was saying. But you know, I have seen people like the guy Tone used to always say was a scammer. He was behind EOS, he was behind Steemit, he was behind something before Steemit. And everyone keeps on forgetting that the guy moves from project to project. It's just so wacky how things work in this space, how short-term everybody's memory is. Like, yeah, he won't leave the project this time. He's never left the project before, and then he leaves the project. All right. Reputation in crypto. Nobody cares about reputations in crypto. I'm not going to say to pound that like button because of that. Have conviction. Stand for something, people. Stand for something. And as everybody knows, I stand for the strong hand. Through thick and thin, strong freaking hand. My message hasn't changed. When the price went down, I didn't start saying, oh, I'm going to have an ICO now. I'm into Ethereum. Bitcoin's terrible. No, that's not me. I don't change my mind. No. I got into this because I knew this was the thing, baby. I knew this was going to revolutionize the world, just like the internet, just like when I was a youth, and I was too young to make money off the internet and all that stuff. As a youth, I knew that the internet was going to change the world, and thank Hashem, I'm around to see something even bigger than the internet come along, and that is Bitcoin. It's not ICO, it's not Ethereum, it's not BHEX. So I got a strong hand for Bitcoin. And if you're going to give me crypto dividends off of the Bitcoin that I can turn into more Bitcoin, then thanks. All right, continuing. Hacker Noon has a, so yeah, all of that was completely unplanned because somebody says, talk about BHEX. All right, I can do things like that. Talk like that, just out of the blue, just like that. All right, so Hacker Noon, this article's been out for a while, but it took me a while to read it. Bitcoin for the unbanked. How mesh and microfinance could end poverty as we know it. And, you know, this is another one of those words, the unbanked. And it keeps getting thrown out there. The unbanked, the Bank of International Settlements, the Bitcoin ETF, the unbanked. Well, it's a good story. It's a theory on how poor people in Africa can get Bitcoin. What I really liked about it is this torch, something called the torch. that takes solar power and then you can plug into the torch and then you get electricity in the middle of nowhere. I thought that was the bigger story in all this. There's a lot of technical sophistication behind this story. How you're going to get the mesh network and the torch, and they don't have electricity, they don't have internet in the middle of sub-Saharan Africa. And so are they going to go to all these steps just to get a microloan? I don't know. Maybe this is far in the future. I read the article. You can read the article. You can decide on your own. Finally, the Bitcoin Rabbi. I've mentioned him before. He's from the same part of the United States that I am. I'm not going to give away too much information. I don't know if he makes that public or not. He doesn't live there now. But the Bitcoin Rabbi, he's going to be on Bitstein and Pierre Rochard's show at 4 p.m. Eastern, which I guess is in 45 minutes. That's the Noted podcast. And so that's cool. I've actually never heard the voice of the Bitcoin Rabbi before. We've sent DMs back, and he's a good guy. And so they're interviewing have the absolute privilege of interviewing the Bitcoin Rabbi, POSEC of the Bitcoin community. Well, that's great. Bitstein has been on the This Week in Bitcoin show a long time ago, like a year ago. So yeah, check out the Noted podcast. It's linked to below. And maybe Bitcoin Rabbi is watching this right now. I don't know. Or he's prepping to be on their show right now, I guess. All right, that's it. Be in motion, people. Pound that like button, bang that bell button, click on those squares there. I'm Adam Meister, the Bitcoin Meister, the Disrupt Meister. Remember to subscribe to this channel, like this video, share this video, check out the link section below. I will see you guys in the chat soon. Follow me at TechBalt, TECHBALT, and Bitcoin Meister on Steemit. Bye-bye.